Hey guys, what's going on? Lucky here. So at the shop, it is the weekend. You know, the weekend. I started this yesterday, I think. I took it apart. I had a water leak, and I actually thought for a minute blown head gasket. And like I said, this is sort of a survivor vehicle. It sat for many, many years. It sat since 2000, and I think the last time it was registered before I got it was like 07. So it sat for a minute. Then I got it, and you know, being the responsible guy that I am, first thing I did was make it run. Figured out a way to get the boost to work and take it out driving. Take a look at these tires. These have danger written all over them. So yeah, those are next to go. Now the thing is up to speed, running, driving, stopping, steering. Taking to go get some tires. I think these are 16s or 17s, either way. I was kind of debating whether I was going to change the rims, maybe a bigger rim. A lot of people do, I think a Corvette, like a C6 or C5, or I don't know. I saw some stuff, and I think I'm just going to go with the stock wheels. I like them. I'm probably going to machine the surface of them because they look like they're painted and not painted very great. Looks like someone just rattle canned them silver. So I'll just maybe restore the wheels and leave them. So I'll go ahead and get tires this size. I just made that decision right now. Thanks for joining me. I did install the Aldan American double adjustable front shocks. As you can see, this thing is going to be a cruiser. So anyway, getting back to the oil, the little water leak. So I think I found it. You guys let me know what you think. Yeah, so that's what the little hole's for apparently. And while I was in there, I went ahead and got a replacement radiator for it. This was the original, which is now where I've been painting stuff on top of this box. This has an oil cooler on one side, which I'm going to leave because it has a remote filter. Trans cooler on this side, which I'm bypassing because I put a better trans cooler right there in the front. Not a ton better, but still better. I took the intercooler. This is the intercooler. The piece that's underneath the bumper is called the heat exchanger. Took the intercooler out. I took the old fill cap off because it had been, when it got shipped to me, they just threw it in a box and shipped it to me with no lining or tape or cardboard or paper, nothing. Just literally, this is sliding around inside of a box, inside of the back of a truck for a week on the road. When by the time I got here, this thing was completely destroyed. So I just kind of pounded it where it was close, filled it up with water, made sure everything worked. Then I went online and I got a billet one, which I will TIG right about there with a new cap. I already checked it for clearance. So that thing's off right now. What else? Oh, did I mention that the transmission failed in this thing? And it wasn't really failing. I was chasing a couple of different little gremlins. When the boost came up, it got right to rev limiter, and you know, you hear it, you kind of feel the boost, but then higher RPM. I think these things go to like 5,500 RPMs. They don't really do much after that. Stock ones don't. And it got right on the rev limiter and started, you know, backfiring a little bit. And I was like, man, it doesn't seem quite right. So I called my friends over at Gearstar. Told him what was going on, thinking maybe my converter's failing. And he's like, yeah, no, let me just be able to do a transmission. So very reasonable price. This is not the 4L60, this is the 700. And so he sent me a 700, stage 4, I believe. I don't know where the box is. The box is right here somewhere. And, oh, you know what, the box is right here. Oh, you didn't write it on the end of this one. He usually writes it right on the end. But either way, sent it to me, got it to me pretty fast. And I got it in right away and took it for a spin. And this thing puts you in the seat, grabs the gears, and works great. So who would have thought the weird rev limiter issue running out of RPM was all because the converter and the transmission were failing. Anyway, that problem is solved. New water pump is installed. While I'm in here, I went ahead and did a new belt. Cleaned up the little boot for the turbo. I'm rerouting some hoses. I put in a, it's got a big Bosch style pump down there for the heat exchanger. It moves a little more water than normal. And I've rerouted the hoses to be sort of out of the way. Yeah, I might move that one around some more, but either way, there's the oil cooler. I gotta still get a line for this. This is a remote oil filter, and the line is super sweaty right there. It's been sweating for years because the oil goes all the way down. The upside, there is no rust in the left front corner of this car, so that's a good thing. What else did I got going on here? Yeah, the water pump. Oh yeah, there was a bunch of pretty brittle lines and a bunch of Mickey Mouse stuff built on here for the vacuum. The deal is everything is vacuum when the car is at idle. When boost comes up, that vacuum is then under pressure. So yeah, the boost solenoid on the turbo, that line was cracked and leaking. Basically, there was cracks and leaking everywhere. So I went down and got a slew of good quality rubber line. I've gone through this and taken out a bunch of stuff, bypassed a bunch of stuff, and put it all back together. Cool little clamps to prevent this stuff from popping off when the boost comes up. I may reuse those because they just look neat. But honestly, it's not a ton of boost, 15 pounds. So probably just zip tie any potential line problems. Also, there is one line that goes through a reservoir that is underneath the battery and through a check valve, and then powers the actuators and blend doors and everything on the dashboard. I found out where that was leaking and hooked that up, so the AC actually blows out the dash, not the defrost now. So, I think that's about, oh, I need to get a lower radiator hose. That's why I haven't got it back together right now. I started putting it all together, and I was just like, oh, let me just look at that old hose. Well, guess what? It's an old hose. And this thing sat around for a long time, which means the inside of it is disgusting. They put springs inside of radiator hoses to prevent them from collapsing when the water is moving at high volume. So, yeah, if you let it sit around for a while, that's a galvanized spring, or I don't actually know, maybe the stuff that's in it eats it, but it ends up being just a rust distributor, just pumps rust through the whole system. So I've flushed the block. I have replaced the radiator. I've replaced the water pump. Thermostat is already new. I did that just not that long ago. I'll put new hoses on it. I'll get those tomorrow. Get this thing back together and get into the wind. Yeah, I think that's really about it. Yep, there's an update on the Typhoon. I still have not, I'm sorry, the Cyclone. I'm sorry, the Typhoon. I still, you know, that's something that I should point out. Everything on here says Cyclone. Cyclone. Everything is Cyclone, but this body style is the Typhoon, it's the Blazer. The Cyclone is the little truck, which are pretty cool too. But yeah, that's really it. Thanks a lot, you guys, for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And if you're doing, I don't know, something like that, post it up on social media and tag me on Mobile Tech Lucky. That's it, you guys. Thanks. See you later.